This is Disney Travel Tales, a trip report show helping you to become an expert at navigating your next Disney vacation. Join me every Friday for all things Disney related. Not traveling to Disney anytime soon? Never fear, we are still the show for you. Sit back, relax, and immerse yourself in someone else's trip. All the joy, none of the stress. All right, if you're ready, let's get to today's show. Today, I am here to talk to you all by myself, all about the dining plans that are offered at Walt Disney World in Florida. Some of you may be like, yes, the dining plans. I could not wait for them to come back, give me all the information. And some of you might be like, what the heck is a dining plan? That is what this show is going to be about today. I am going to go through the ins and outs of the dining plan, what exactly it is, what exactly is offered, and then my personal experience using the Disney dining plan on our trip that we took in January. So, are you ready? Just starting off, kind of a basic overview, looking at the Disney website, you can find all of this information. It describes the dining plans as enjoy delicious prepaid meals and more when you purchase a dining plan as part of a Disney Resort Hotel package. That is the key. You have to purchase a package, which is a resort room and tickets together to be able to add the dining plan. So this is just another way for Disney to to give you a perk for staying at one of their on-site resorts. Dining plans can add the convenience and flexibility of prepaid meals and snacks to your vacation and give you a peace of mind. There are more than 200 locations to dine at throughout our Disney Resort hotels, theme parks, and select locations at Disney Springs. So there's something to delight nearly every taste. And again, I'm just reading all of this from the Disney website. I'm just going to go through, give you the basics of what they say, and then I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. Meals and snacks can be redeemed at any time during your stay. Unused meals and snacks will roll over day to day and expire at midnight on day of checkout. For example, if you book a 4-night package with a dining plan that includes 1 snack per day, each guest, 3 and up, in your party would receive 4 snacks, which can be used at any time during your 4-night stay. So the meals that you are going to be allotted is based on how many nights you're staying at Disney, how many nights are on your vacation package, not how many days. And this is something that can be very confusing for people. So just keep that in mind. If it's a 5-night trip, you're going to have 5 snacks. We'll talk more about the meals in a second. So you won't have the amount of days. You will only have the amount of nights. Now, there are 2 plans that you can choose from. When Disney announced that they were going to have the dining plans return for 2024, a lot of people were very curious. What is this exactly going to look like? Because there used to be a lot more options to choose from, and it kind of got confusing and people didn't really know which would be a good option for them. But now with only 2 plans, I feel like it is really easy, if you are interested in the dining plan, to see which one is going to be a good fit for your family. So let's start with the quick service dining plan. For families on the go all day, this is a fast and easy meal plan option, especially when you have little ones in tow. With the Disney quick service dining plan, you can dine at a variety of quick service locations when you're ready to stop and enjoy a casual meal. Just order at a counter or register and then find a seat. No dining reservations are required. So everyone in the party that's ages 3 and over will receive 2 quick service meals, and this is all per night of your stay, 1 snack or a non-alcoholic drink, and 1 resort refillable drink mug. So if you are a guest 3 and up and you are staying for 4 nights, that's what your Disney vacation package is booked for. With this plan, you will receive 8 quick service meals, 4 snacks, and 1 resort refillable drink mug. Something else to keep in mind, if you are an adult age 21 and over, and for one of your quick service meals, if you would like to use your drink, because every meal will come with a drink, if you would like to use that for an alcoholic beverage, you can. And this is such a great option for people. A lot of people don't realize that. And so when they go, they just are like a fountain drink. But yeah, you can use your drink as a adult beverage if you like. On to the next plan, the Disney dining plan. Want to slow down a little and savor special family moments over sit-down meals? Or watch the kids light up during character dining? Then the Disney dining plan is the perfect choice to experience classic dining options at both quick service and table service restaurants, including character dining locations. This option allows you to easily plan meals around your family's schedule. Quick service when you're on the go, and table service when you're ready to savor the moment. So what is included in this dining plan? For all parties ages 3 and over, you will receive 1 quick service meal per night, 1 table service meal per night, 1 snack per night, and 1 resort refillable drink mug. Okay, so back to the 4-night stay. Each person would get 4 quick service meals, 4 table service meals, 4 snacks, and then your resort refillable drink mug. And I just want to add, don't sleep on that refillable drink mug. We used ours all the time, and I'll talk more about that later. This is I think it's $20.99 when you get there to buy it if you don't have the dining plan, and it is definitely worth it. But again, more on that later. Let's talk about those table service meals. So something to keep in mind when you are at a table service meal, with your dining credit, you will get an entree, a dessert, and a drink. And again, this can be an alcoholic beverage if you are an adult. Some of the character meals will also count for 2 credits of dining. Character meals or signature restaurants. Those will be 2 dining credits. So that's something else to keep in mind. If you are planning on doing character meals, most likely you're going to have to use 2 of your credits per person for that option. This is also when it comes really handy to be using a travel agent because we can help you figure this out. We can help you navigate your dining and to use your credits to get the most out of your money. That is one of the reasons. So the dining plan opened up on January 9th. We were checking into our resort on January 9th, and I was ready to use this dining plan for the first time ever. Back when we had traveled to Disney before, we didn't use the dining plan. And then when we traveled in 2021, the dining plan was not back or available to use. So this was my first time to use the dining plan. I really wanted to get that hands-on experience. I have clients traveling this year with the dining plan, and I wanted to see exactly how it works and what it would look like. Hey, it's Jenny just popping on real quick. Make sure to stay up to date with all things Disney news, all things Disney, Universal, cruising related by following me on Instagram at Disney Travel Tales. You can also find me on Facebook at Disney Travel Tales as well. If this episode is making you want to plan a Disney vacation, then I would love to help you. All of my services are completely free to my clients, so there really is no reason not to use a travel agent. Most people don't realize that when you go and book your own Disney vacation, you are already paying that travel agent fee. So why not take advantage of that and get all of those services that you're already going to be paying for? I would love to help you plan your next trip, so make sure to check the show notes for information on how to get in contact with me, my quote form, my email, and yeah, let's make 2024 the year you go to Disney. So for our trip, it was just my husband and I decided I wanted to do the Disney dining plan, mostly because for us, I knew sit-down restaurants were going to be something we would enjoy. Now, if I was traveling with my current family, I have 2 teenagers and then my daughter is 11, I would probably also do the Disney dining plan depending on the length of our trip because my kids are old enough to do a table service restaurant. They're old enough to sit through dining and it not be a stressful experience. If you are a family with little kids and the thought of sitting in a restaurant for an hour or longer is overwhelming, this might not be the best plan for you. It also obviously costs more. That is one thing I really want you to keep in mind with the dining plan. You're not going to be saving money by getting the dining plan. What you're going to be doing is prepaying for your meals. So once you get to Disney, you won't be out of pocket as much money as if you didn't have it. This was something that was also very appealing to me on this trip with my husband. I wanted some of our stuff prepaid for, so when we went to a nicer meal, we weren't, getting the bill and having to calculate that and add that into our budget. It's already paid for, so we just signed the check and we left, and it was fantastic. So that is definitely something to keep in mind when you're deciding if the dining plan is right for you or which dining plan might be right for you. So again, we chose the Disney dining plan. We had a 3-night stay, and it was just us 2 adults. So we had 3 table service meals, 3 quick service meals, 3 snacks, and then our resort refillable mug. As soon as we checked into our resort, we went to the quick service restaurant that was on site, and we got our refillable mug instantly and filled it up. I just loved this. We also, in the mornings, I would go down to the quick service. I would get us coffee. The mugs are really cute and they're big. So I'd fill that sucker full of coffee for us to start our day. And it was just really nice. We also ended up getting all of our snacks from our resort. We stayed at the Riviera, which there will be a trip report about this in a couple of weeks. So make sure you come back for that. But they are kind of famous for their chocolate banana bread. So I spent all of our snack credits, his and mine, on that bread because it was so good. Actually, I think I ended up getting another pastry with one of our credits, but we kind of just stockpiled on that bread. So in the mornings, we would just snack on the bread, drink our big mug of coffee, and that would hold us over until we decided to actually have breakfast. We ended up eating at more table service restaurants than just 3, but I was very strategic in how I was going to use our points. So we ate at 4 restaurants, and one of the restaurants we ate at was actually going to cost 2 credits. So I decided that we would just pay out of pocket for that one meal and use the other 3 credits at the other 3 restaurants we decided to eat at. For us, that worked great. That was a nice plan. It might have ended up costing about the same, I would say. But it was nice that we only had to come out of pocket for one restaurant meal while we were at Disney. The quick service meals were also just super simple. We grabbed breakfast one morning using it, a lunch here or a quick dinner here. And so the quick service to me is the easiest credit to use when it comes to dining because there are quick service options at all the parks, many, many options to choose from. And so you definitely don't have to plan as much when it comes to your quick service, but you do need to plan when it comes to your table service because if you decide to get the Disney dining plan, the last thing you want to do is not use all of your credits. Okay, now you're probably thinking, how do I know how many credits I have or what credits that I've used? All of this information can be found in your My Disney Experience app. Once you check into your hotel, your credits are automatically added, or on your check-in day, your credits are automatically added there for you to see. So what you do is you open your My Disney Experience app, you tap the little 3 lines on the bottom right-hand side, you go to Resort Hotel, and under My Reservation, all of your dining plan information will be. So it will help you keep track of how many credits you have left. This was very helpful for me as well because on our checkout day, I didn't realize we still had 2 snack credits to use. So I ran down there to the quick service restaurant and I got that banana bread. You can also do mobile order. When you mobile order, it will ask you if you want to use your dining credits for quick service if you have any available. And it also will remind you, like grab a drink. If you're an adult, you can get an alcoholic beverage. So that was nice as well. When we went and had breakfast, one of our meals that we used our credit on was at Boma for breakfast. And she reminded us, you can get an alcoholic drink. Like it's kind of in your price. You might as well do it. And that was really nice. So we ended up getting mimosas, something we would not have gotten if we were just paying for it. But it was a fun little treat and way to start our day. The biggest question that I am currently getting from clients or people who are thinking about booking a trip is the dining plan worth it? And if I'm being completely transparent and honest, you will not be saving money with the dining plan. All you're doing is prepaying for your meals. So if you want to have some of your meals paid off before you get there, then yes, it is 100% worth it. On my next trip, I plan on using the quick service dining plan just so I can get an idea of how that works as well. The person I'm going to be traveling with isn't going to want to do a lot of sit-down restaurants, and so I think that will be a good fit for that trip. So let's talk about how you actually use the dining plan when you are at a restaurant. I had mentioned when you do quick service, if you decide to mobile order, if you have any credits available, it will give you the option to use them. Now, you don't have to use your quick service credit if you don't want to. You'll just decide at that point if it's worth it at this time for you to use it. As for the table service restaurant, they always just took my Magic Band with them to scan it to make sure I had a table credit before we actually even ordered. So that's something they are going to take care of right at the very beginning. And it was just super simple. Now, something to also keep in mind is tip is not included when you do the Disney dining plan. And so at every meal, we were still tipping our waiter or waitress. Something else to keep in mind is they never actually checked who was on the dining plan name-wise. So if for some reason, let's say I didn't use one of my quick service credits, but my husband was like really hungry, he could have used my credit, and there's no verification of the actual person that is using the credit. So if you do go with your family and you choose to get one of these and your kids just aren't eating all their meals, you can easily use one of their credits, not a big deal. Now, if your child is, 9 and under and they are counted as a child, you might run into a problem at a table service restaurant, using a child's credit because it would be different. But as far as quick service goes, you're good to go. It doesn't matter. Something else that I think is really important is to learn about this plan if you decide to get it. When we went to our breakfast at Boma, the waitress came over to our table. She asked if we had the dining plan and if we were planning on using it, which I said, yes, we were. And then she asked me if we were going to be doing any other table service restaurants that day, which I said, yeah, we have another one. And she then told me, oh, you won't be able to use your table service. You can only use one a day. That's not true. Again, this was right at the beginning when it had just opened. I think this was day 2 of the dining plan being out. So she, was still learning it, I'm sure herself. And so that's not true. You can use any quick service credits, any snack credits, any table service credits until they run out. It doesn't have to be allotted on a specific day. So definitely, if you are using one of these plans, just get to know your plan so that you're not given false information once you get to the parks. I'm going to open up a question box over on Instagram today in my story. So if you are listening to this live and you have any questions about the dining plan, please head over and ask away. And I would love to answer your questions. I'm on Instagram at Disney Travel Tales. You can also find me on Facebook at Disney Travel Tales, but the question box will be in my stories on Instagram. If you are not on social media or you don't want to do it that way, shoot me an email, jenny@trolleylanetravel.com, and I will answer any questions that you have about the dining plan. My final thoughts on the dining plan is I am very excited this option is back for guests. If you decide that this is something that you are interested in using, I think you will be happy with it. If you decide, no, that's not for me, I'd rather just pay for our meals as we go, that's great as well. It's just nice that Disney is again allowing their guests to kind of have a choice in what they want to do with their dining and how they want to get it paid for. That's a wrap on today's show. As always, thanks for listening. Make sure to visit us on Instagram at Disney Travel Tales. If you're wanting to support the show, the best and easiest way to do that is to leave a 5-star positive review on Apple Podcasts. It's so easy and means the world to me. Can't wait to be back next week with you. So until then, this is Jenny, and may all your Disney travel dreams come true. Hi, this is Jenny, just popping on with some exciting news. I've started a Facebook group just for you. I'm really excited about this because not only will this be a great opportunity to get to know each other, but this is also a safe space to talk all things Disney. Members can share travel tips, resort tips, likes and dislikes, and the best part is this will give you an opportunity to talk to the guest on the show and ask them questions about their trips. I was trying to think of a fun name for us, and Disney Travel Tales Podcast Clubhouse came to mind. This is a private group, and of course, I will not allow anyone to be bullied or talked down to. I just want this space to be positive and fun. Check the show notes for a link to join, or just search Disney Travel Tales Podcast Clubhouse in Facebook. I can't wait to see you over there.